learn mechanical rules, follow mechanical rules, get results. It's as simple as that. And in this video, I'm talking to my student Luke, who learned that. And after learning that, he was able to become a six-figure funded trader. From having zero trading experience, traveling in Asia, to now a six-figure funded trader just by following a simple set of rules. It sounds crazy, but just give this video a watch and listen to what he shared. Hey Luke, how are you?
Yeah, good mate. Can't hear you very well. One sec.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better, mate. Yeah.
Cool. Right. Sorry, let me just get my screen set up. Yeah, thanks for jumping on with me.
No worries.
Again, as you've probably seen from the previous ones, just super informal. Just really want to understand really a little bit about your journey, sort of how you got to the stage of being able to get funded and stuff like that. So yeah,
hmm
we'll just run through it. But yeah, I guess if you want to just start things off, give us an introduction to yourself, and I guess we'll start with how did you get into trading?
It's interesting to be honest. I took a voluntary redundancy from a quite a cushy job, um, and went traveling around Asia. So it was whilst I was out there, I sort of had a reality check where I was going to be coming back to the UK with nothing to go to work, no job or anything lined up, and then I sort of fell onto your ads and seen a couple of other people's adverts and stuff. Um, and it just kept resonating in my head. And I thought, then I had the onboarding call and it just sounded all good. Something that I'd probably be interested in. And that was that. I, it actually, I actually went away from that call, not signing up. Did a bit more of my own research and stuff and a bit of and ahhing. And then the second call with Dave, I was like, yeah, we took the plunge and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. So when obviously you had that call and you obviously started to work with us. Before that, you'd never traded before at all?
never. I've done a little bit of crypto, nothing major, just long holds on certain coins, but um, no, nothing at all. And I think
Wow.
that knowing what I know now as well, I think that's the best way really because I don't know any other way of doing it. So just having this strategy to go off is better for me. My mindset. I'm not trying to jump into different things. I'm just waiting to see what I need to see and getting on with it.
Yeah. No, I mean I totally agree. I mean just we've worked with over 1,000 people now and we can see it. It's kind of clear as day. The guys that are all or the guys and girls that are always the hardest to sort of get to the stage where they are consistently profitable. They're always the ones that have been trading for a while. So I mean,
Yeah,
I say it all the time. If somebody comes to us and says, "I've never traded before," it's like amazing. Like those bad
yeah.
habits are not there. It's so nice. Um, so obviously, you took your voluntary redundancy. You were sort of trying to find a way to make some money. What was it about trading that appealed to you? I mean, there's a million other ways that you could be doing things. Why specifically do you think trading was the one that resonated with you?
It's just something that you can sort of do by yourself. You're not managing staff. There's no overhead. It's just you. You can do it from home or anywhere in the world, really. Um, so yeah, that appealed to me a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much it, really.
Yeah. I mean, like a lot of people for sure. I mean, I think even myself, like even when I was starting to trade, I tried everything under the sun, and I was like, okay, marketing costs and inventory and all that sort of stuff. And I just like, for me at that stage in my life, where I was just like, I just need to make money. That was
Yeah,
like trading
yeah,
was the
yeah.
one thing that really stuck with me. Um,
Mm.
so obviously you did your research, you had a look around, you were sort of looking to take the first steps into trading. What was it about what we were doing, do you think, that sort of gave you the confidence to say, yeah, I'm gonna move in this direction with these guys?
Um, just the content of the course is unbelievable. It gives you a proper simplified way of learning it, which was good for me. Um, yeah, I think just everything to do with the whole community and setup and thing. Everyone's there to help each other. There's a lot of supportive stuff, daily updates from yourself, and on the news updates. It's all there for you to do. Um, so yeah, that was working for me. So I was happy to carry it on.
Yeah. I mean, we really do try and sort of build an environment that's just conducive of people succeeding. Like if there's something that you need to know, we're going to have it in there. But if you don't need to know it, we're not going to give you the information because it's a lot of
Yeah,
the stuff is just not really useful information. So we always try and keep it nice and simple, nice and straightforward, which I think is one of the reasons why we're able to get such good results because it's just there's none of this fluff involved. It's very much this is
yeah,
how we do things, follow along, keep doing this consistently, and then that's ultimately how I think you get
yeah,
results, right?
yeah, dead right. Yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. So when you started, obviously you came into this completely fresh, had never traded before. You're obviously now six-figure funded, which is amazing. But in terms of that sort of first few months of learning, or I guess even the first sort of 3 to 6 months of really trying to engage with the information and sort of learn the content, was there anything specifically in there that was sort of held you back? Did you have any sort of road bumps in the journey? Was there any points
Um,
where you thought this is tough?
yeah. Well, to be honest, the first 3 months I was in WeTrade, I was still traveling, so it was great. I was all around Asia, different calls in all sorts of different countries with Henry and stuff. But it also gave me a lot of free time to take it all in. Even on planes, I was listening to some relevant book trading the zone and podcasts, and even just the case studies and stuff like that. I download and listen. So yeah, I had a lot of spare time to take it in that way. But yeah, there was a lot of bumps when I got home. I had to still find employment. Um, I took a job which was working weekends to give me more time on the charts in the week. My first challenge I actually failed. I was in that for over 6 months. Ups and downs. Yeah, it was, and then I don't know why it just clicked this time. I've got a better setup at home now with monitors and stuff, whereas I was originally just trading off my laptop. That helped me massively. Um, yeah, and then like you say, this latest challenge passed within. I'm just under 3 months, just under the year. I've been with Retrade a year yesterday or the day before. So yeah,
Amazing.
it just all fell into place at a nice time.
Yeah, no, solid for sure. I mean, I think it's always difficult when you're trying to juggle a million things, right? You're trying to travel, you then have to sort of find some employment, and I think what a lot of people do, they kind of jump the gun a little bit. They get themselves into a challenge probably a little bit too early.
Yeah,
Um, I don't think that's a bad thing, really. I think you kind of have to just shut yourself in the deep end and sort of learn these things. If it costs a little bit of money to do that, then
yeah.
then so be it. But those are lessons that I think you really do need to learn. Um, for you, what was different between the first challenge you done and then the most recent one you did when you went and passed? What sort of things did you change? What sort of things did you notice that were different and the sort of way that you approach things?
Um, so in the first one, I was taking a lot of losses just by not just moving to break even, and it was taking the spreads and stuff. I was losing a lot that way. In this second challenge, my win rate was 85%. But that was basically a lot of the trades where I was going break even plus. So even when I was getting to out break even, I was making $200-300.
Yeah,
That was massive because it was still in this challenge of 6 or 7 break even, but that probably equated to a 1.5% in the end. So that was something I changed. In the first challenge, I was looking at other pairs which was something we was looking at in the community at the time, but I was jumping into stuff that I didn't know about
hmm
myself when I should have done my own research. Um, but now this time around, I just stick to GU and EU. I stopped trading before 8, which is just something specific to me. I know it's within the rules, and I just found that that weren't working for me in the first time round, and it cutting that out has definitely helped as well. So yeah,
yeah. So really just keeping things simple. I think a lot of people, when
yeah,
they're not profitable, not getting the results they want, they add more. But often
yeah,
it's just removing things and just
strip it back.
keeping things super simple. I mean, I see it time and time again. It happens all the time, right?
Mm, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think
Awesome.
within this, even just within the strategy itself and the edge, it's you've got to adapt it to yourself and how it works for you. Um, I see a lot of people, and it used to frustrate me when they'd be getting into trades and stuff in the community, and it's how have I not seen that and sort of thing, and you sort of look into it, and people have got different risk appetite, haven't they? So You just got to
Yeah.
make it try and work for whatever suits you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think, I mean, we can very much give you the framework, give you the strategies, outline the rules, but then sometimes you just need to look at it from like a different perspective, just for it to like make sense and really flow in your mind. Because I mean, it's
Yeah,
super important. Like when you're on the charts, you don't want to think too much. You kind of just want to be on autopilot, and sometimes you need to just adjust the way that you look at things or think about
yeah,
things in a slightly different way so that you can sort of have that subconscious setup in your mind. So when it does pop up, you're like, okay, yeah, that's it. You're in. You trust where you're taking your profit. You trust where your stop loss goes, and then yeah, it all falls in place. It's definitely just sort of finding that flow state.
yeah, definitely. Yeah,
So
it's good.
obviously you've now been able to get that funding. What is your next goal? I mean, what are you trying to do with your trading now? Obviously, you found profitability, you've been able to pass assessments, you've been able to get that funding secured. Are you looking to build this into something that you can go full time with? Are you looking to keep this on the side of your job? What's your plan?
I do think I'm taking it slow. I'm not gonna rush into it. I've debated maybe even passing another challenge, and just having that as a backup account before I went full time, just in case I did make a mistake and jump in too close to news or, broke the rules and lost one, I'd have another as a backup. So maybe I might start another one. Not first, I'll still trade a little bit on the new one, but start a challenge as well to have that as a backup before I jump in full time. It is the ultimate goal, but I'm just not going to rush it. No way.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, if you don't need to add that pressure, it's definitely not worth doing. I mean, the amount of times I've seen people get their first funded account and then they're like, "That's it, I'm done now," and then they blow that account. It's like like
Yeah,
the hard part starts when you're funded, like when you can
yeah,
make money, because then that's the real. Okay, my mind can go anywhere here. It's like you just gotta
yeah,
get that first. I mean, I always say get that first payout in 1, 2, 3%, get some profit secured, reinvest the money, get that second account rolling, get that second account passed. I mean, the more money you've got behind you, the easier it's going to be to
yeah,
make
dead
enough
right,
money
yeah,
to survive. And then you've got less pressure, of course. You don't need to be making 10% a month. You can make 5% a month and you're still getting paid enough to warrant doing this. And I think it's super
exactly, yeah,
important that you do take this slow. Um,
yeah. I specifically went for a 100K account as well, rather than a 200, because just for my comfort. Um, See people doing 10s, 50s, and it's just, I know that it's the same sort of pass mark. So it's like, right, I'll just save up to do 100. I'll be comfortable with that for now. And then maybe scale up when I get a bit more used to having that account and having a few payouts and stuff, and just get used to it at that level first.
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, I think you've got to find that balance, right? I've seen so many people and they're just like doing 10K, 25K accounts, and it's like they're kind of comfortable at that level, but they're really slowing themselves down. Like you kind of got to put yourself in the deep end a little bit and say, okay, listen, I
Yeah,
know I'm going to be needing to trade this sort of money. I know I've got the ability to pass these challenges. You kind of have to just take that risk, like just get yourself up there, and then because it's just like peaks and valleys. I think like you sort of get yourself to a certain level, you become comfortable at that level, so the stress at the 100K mark becomes less, and then you add the next one on, you get to 200K, and you're okay. The P&L here is fluctuating a little bit more, and you get used to it, and then you add more on, and you grow that way. So
yeah,
I think you've definitely done the right thing by getting yourself into that 100K mark as quick as possible. Um, Now, just kind of want to summarize or hear it from your perspective, really, from somebody that has gone from a complete beginner to trading to somebody who is now six-figure funded. What do you think are the main things that you have learned or implemented in that period of time that have actually allowed you to go and achieve that result? I mean, has something like your routine, if you needed to change your routine or anything along those lines, what would you sort of think a few things that have really helped you get to that stage are?
yeah. I mean, routine, 100%. You've got to be on it and set times. When even in the first times when I was making sure I was up at 6:30, 6 o'clock, so I was ready and fresh for the charts, open at 7, every day. And even that when I was away, figuring out the time zones and stuff, and making sure I was ready at that point. That massively helped. Just personally, when you're in my own headspace and stuff, trying to look after myself, go to the gym a bit more, and keep my own mental clarity better. To
Yeah.
make sure I was more on it when I was actually on the charts. You've got to dedicate a lot of time to this. There's no denying that. It's not a get rich quick, is it? It's like you've got to understand it. The back testing helped me massively. I was like, at first, I was a bit stubborn in the sense that, oh, I won't need to do that. Um, and then when I eventually did and started doing it, I was like, right, yeah, it makes sense. It's making me see it a lot more and land it better. Even with TradingView, I had the original account with I couldn't set my limits or anything or alerts or I just had one alert. Buying that and having and having that has made it a lot better. So yeah, you've got to get involved. You've got to take the plunge and put some time into it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's funny because every conversation I have is so similar. Like people are like, oh no, I don't need to do the back testing. Like I won't pay for trading view. Like I won't do this. I'll just turn up and
Yeah.
trade and then I'll keep moving and I won't do my weekly trade assessments and all this stuff. And then it's not until they do that that they realize how important it is. It kind of seems
Yeah.
like it's a bit whatever, it doesn't really matter, but it's like it is so important that you do the work off the
Definitely.
charts because then
Yeah.
I mean I always use the analogy. It's like a football player that doesn't train. It's like, yes, they could show up at a game and play okay, but they're never going to become world class if they're not working off of the pitch. And it's the same here. Like, you've got to put
Yeah.
that time in away from the chart so that when you do show up and it's game time, you're so sharp and you're
Uh,
able to hit
yeah.
those trades, hold on to your winners and actually get the result.
Yeah. That's one thing I still need to improve on, to be honest. I was telling Henry a lot, like, because of what happened in the first challenge, I did just have a couple of trades what nearly got to TP and reversed on me. And I was like, it's just getting such bad luck. This time around, still, I made the mistakes of taking profit too early. So I've still got learning to do. I weren't trusting the process. I could have probably passed it a few weeks earlier if I did that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I was taking profit. I just didn't want to see the red. I was taking like 1.5%, 2% at a time. And it got me there in the end, but the trades did actually run on afterwards. So I've got a bit of learning in that sense as well and fully trusting the process, but we'll get there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's always the way, right? I mean, there's a level of profitability that you need to be able to make money, and then there's a level of profitability that you're going to aspire to and you're going to grow into that's going to allow you to sort of get to that next level. It's not like one day you turn on a switch, you're profitable and you're working at 100% performance. You're always going to work in the
Yeah.
craft. Even me, like even I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and even I'm like if I find myself spending a bit of time away from the charts, I'll come back and I'm not really as sharp as I was. And I need to just get a bit of time on the markets to understand things. Like I'll close trades early. I'm like, and
Yeah.
I'm like, how many times have I been through this in my life? It always happens. You just gotta keep yourself sharp, gotta keep yourself
Yeah.
moving,
Yeah.
and then you find it. But one final question from me, and I ask this at the end of every interview just to try and get a bit of hype, a bit of help with the people that are going to be watching this, what would be your three tips or pieces of advice to somebody that's watching this that is maybe new to trading, they're sort of on the fence like you were when you started, to help them take the plunge and get moving with this? What three tips would you give those people?
Um, you're ready to put the work in. You've got to commit 100%. Um, it has been an enjoyable year doing it. I've enjoyed my time learning trading. So, but I will not let it. I won't let it lose. I've got to win this way. So it takes a certain mentality. Um, so yeah, it's not for everyone, but if you don't want to if you don't want to work a 9 to 5 all your life and you want to try and do some things for yourself, then get involved. I would absolutely recommend it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, yeah, thank you very much for jumping on with us. I'll let you get back to the chart, see if there's any trades
Yeah.
this morning, and then yeah, I'll see you back in the community.
Brilliant. Cheers, George. Thanks for your time.
Awesome, nice one. All the best, mate. Take care.
See you now. Bye bye.
Bye bye.